That's what professional counseling is that you pay like $2,000 a month for.
But we could do it on the internet for free.
Why do I get mad when I see others happy? Do you accept?
I accept.
Okay. Feeling anger when seeing that is a
Oh
lot.
my god!
Cut that out of the freaking podcast.
Nope, stays in, boys. Okay. It's the truth. It's history. It happened.
We'll see you guys on Rumble.
And I will try to get a better AI source to make our thumbnails not thumbnails, our TikToks and stuff that stops adding in people's views. So I did it for another episode and it's kept on Charles' face the whole time. He didn't say anything, had no reaction, nothing, and it kept on his face. I'm like, why? It's AI, artificial intelligence. I get the artificial parts, but where is the intelligence? Because there's none of it. Oh, it pissed me off. Welcome to the Sconer Podcast. This podcast is brought to you the people. I thought maybe it was an intro. I don't know.
Thematic. Yeah, because I was just thinking like, well, okay. I mean, there's simulated bacon that doesn't have any bacon in it.
That is what? Dude, it's
Still
like
some downside. Sorry.
yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm still trying to figure out how that whole holographic meatloaf from that one SpongeBob episode works.
I will tell you how it works. Technology.
Welcome to the Sconer Podcast. This podcast is about you. Not by Logitune. You fucking nightmare of a fucking program. You never fucking load. I don't know what it takes for you to just run every single fucking time. I have to reinstall it. Oh, and don't even get me started on having multiple accounts on a computer. God forbid. God forbid. Discord. I don't have it installed on my current account. So I have 3 accounts on my computer. I have my Joyani account for normal Joyani day-to-day stuff. I have ProSef when I'm doing like paid professional work. Just keep, and then I have my Seth the Conju account, which I'm on now, which is where I've stuck all my AI generation tools so that it's not cluttering up with anything else. I went into multiple folders, said, hey, Discord, can you... Yeah, I'm here to help. It's great. It's perfect. But Logitune, it doesn't even know there's something wrong. It's just on the load screen. And it's just, you know what? You look fine. You don't need to tune anything. You need to tune your attitude. That's what you need to tune.
Just
I didn't switch the camera to me at all because I guess that was an act of protest. Anyways, how are you guys doing? We haven't recorded in a little bit, and we also haven't released in a little bit. So we've got some splaining to do.
Oh shit, we got some explaining to do. So as of right now of recording this, not gonna break it too much because no one cares. But as the time of recording this, the last episode that was released is talking about how we're gonna do better at planning for podcasts.
Oh God,
and we have. We've done a great job at planning for podcasts. It's doing the podcasts that we're falling down on. And we have episodes planned out. We have it to where we're like, hey, and by the way, here's a sneak peek. The whole thing of this episode is going to be AI generated stuff. No, I didn't actually purposely start the conversation off this way. It just happens. But it's going to be AI generated photos. We're going to play around with it. We're going to have a ton of fun. And it's going to be fun. Last week, we did a smash or pass, and then my power went out. So we only have half the footage. Don't know if it's usable, but we got half of it.
Yeah, I haven't checked that episode yet, but that episode might be a pass.
That's the biggest problem. Is we talked about this so many times where it's like, I would rather just not release something than release it and actually be upset about a piece of content I've put out there. And I need to review it still, that you have the footage for, so I might ask you to send it to me. And I'm going to see if I can't review it, see if there's anything that we can scavenge out of it, even if it's just a little TikTok or two. But who knows? But we've lost many episodes in the past.
Something?
Yeah.
Can we use like that face that Joseph just made in like the thumbnail and have him like looking at you, faking what you're talking about, faking AI, and he's like, what? It's like the face being used like a what the fuck kind of reaction.
Charles,
if I can remember,
but I don't remember what face I did. So we'll pull that out afterwards. But I do consent to it being used.
I'm trying to be helpful by giving you. trying to be helpful by giving you the thumbnail idea, okay?
No,
And I said I
I'll take
consent.
it. Hey, Charles, you had an intro. What was your intro gonna be?
I was just gonna say, freaking, I'm back. Hello, everybody. I'm freaking Charles. I'm back from the freaking I cannot talk English at all today. I'm back from freaking the purgatory that freaking the cringe freaking Dead by Daylight player beneath me and the cool Canadian next to me freaking put me in.
Cool. Okay. I love how I'm Dead by Daylight and you're the cool freaking Canadian.
The word we are looking for is cold. I am cold and slowly dying.
Wow, what's the weather? That's right. We're gonna be old parents here. What's the weather there?
You know what our weather is? Schizophrenic. That's Canadian weather for you. I've been going out to cafes 3 times a week because I'm really dialed into my writing stuff. And I'll always open the door and I'll step outside and I'll say, weather is fake news. I need to see for myself what it is out there. And so I stand out in the weather and it's cold. And so I go back inside. I put on 2 layers, a sweater and a coat. And then halfway to it, I'm like, this is fucking beautiful out. And then I have to take my coat off, wrap it up into a ball, stick it in my backpack. And I have this huge like camel pumping thing on my back. So that's our weather. Inconsistent.
I was like weather back home in New York,
schizophrenic.
freaking also down here in North Carolina. Because the weather is all over the place. You can never predict it. Freaking like you think it's gonna be one thing, next thing you know, it freaking has a freaking bipolar disease going on. Freaking it just freaking turns into something completely different down here. Also, I got a new phone because freaking the one I had wasn't fucking charged, and I didn't feel like constantly having to freaking injure my freaking fingers trying to jam that thing like a shiv into somebody's neck, freaking get it to charge. So I went and got a new one.
Anger issue much? You want to talk about it? You want to go to therapy? Late night therapy. New idea for a podcast. Late night therapy.
My therapy is whenever we can play something on Wednesday.
That could be a thing of late night therapy. If it's not taken though, I'm gonna be so pissed because I'm not gonna do it. But it sounds like a great idea. Just like have people on and actually talk about real life issues and stuff like that. God, that would be such a good fucking thing. Oh, I hate it because someone's probably already done it or whatever. What?
That's what professional counseling is that you pay like $2,000 a month for.
But we could do it on the internet for free. Welcome to the Scorners Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by you, the people, the. Follow me, January 6th, White House. That's where I'll be. Dude, the election year. It's election year. I can't wait. I can't wait to see who's gonna win. That's right. We're pulling up this stuff right now. So here are the options we have on the table. We have a guy who can't stand, and we have another guy who can't shut up. We have a guy who forgets what he's saying, and a guy who should just stop before he says. And it's like Trump is like Andrew Tate for me. It's like you're going. Hold up. Okay, this guy actually is speaking. Stop. Stop. You were so close. And then Biden is like Jeff Dunham's puppets. They're just
Nice. Yeah. I'm with you so far. This is perfect.
Because honestly, like
choices are Andrew Tate and a Jeff Dunham puppet.
Because here's the thing is, when we're all like, what's going to make the country better? No one, really. No one's going to make the country better. The country's in fucking debt.
Not only did America not get better, but so like a bunch of other countries also managed to get worse. Afghanistan got worse. Ukraine and Russia got worse. Israel, Palestine got worse. Canada got worse.
And you can't get much worse than
we
that.
Actually have our own. We have our own guy who's been doing that for 8 years. I know that was a jab, but you're 100% right because our prime minister is a monster, and he has been for the last 7 years. There's nothing to disagree with.
I mean, we could always vote for that guy that's a freaking YouTube gun channel creator, freaking that's trying to run for Texas.
You have to be more. You said Texas, guns, and YouTube creator. That's every creator in Texas. Is it Matt from Demolition Ranch? Is it Tom McDonald, who's not in Texas, but he should be? Like, we don't know who he is. while you look...
Brandon Herrera.
No idea who he is.
You know what I think is funny is that...
Drink Prime.
Over the course of, like, us knowing each other, the needle for you has slowly moved away from obviously clearly voting left and probably gonna maybe consider voting right. And that coincides with you having a business.
Fuck Logan Paul. By the way, I hope Randy
You
Orton
realize
his
what
ass.
happens when you have to start being responsible to other people and you see how much the Fed takes your money. You're like, maybe we should have someone who's been through this, who knows what it's like to have his money taken from him.
Let's just watch this podcast. It's WrestleMania Night 2 tonight. Logan Paul's in freaking one of the matches tonight. I hope he gets his ass handed to him, and I hope he breaks his neck in a freaking botched move.
Cool. So FBI will be at your
All right.
door. Okay, I want to dive into that, like, not just your therapy session, but I want to dive into that in a minute. First, I wanna, go back on Joseph's point. I don't know what's wrong with me. No one's taught me finances. No one taught me what side to vote for. My mom, when taught me about elections, she said, vote for the black one.
Obama running?
That's the only one I remember.
Okay.
She was like,
All right,
vote
so
for
if you're
him.
going based off pigmentation, then that's a Trump vote.
That's what I'm thinking. See, now you're in the right mindset. I'm like, well, my mama said black, Trump is red. If you turn down the
Which
contrast,
one of you has a mugshot? Right? Yep, who's been arrested? Has got their mugshot.
Who's done more crime out of the election?
I thought Trump was orange like a mutated Oompa
Yeah,
Loompa.
Biden. Everything that you think Trump is guilty of, Biden is actually guilty of.
Whoa, hold up. Here's why I'm saying that. I'm saying that because Trump not doing anything with politics, not being involved, doing stuff with politics, but not being in the presidency, has been swatted more times than I can count, had to get pulled into court more times than I can count, versus Biden and his in-between period of just going, I love ice cream truck. So Trump did a lot of crimes. He wasn't guilty on any of them, so I don't know why I'm saying they're crimes, but some people are going to get sensitive, some people are not, so I'm just saying they're crimes, whatever. All because if you kill somebody, bury him 9 feet down and cover him with a dog doesn't mean they did not kill somebody, it just means no one found the body yet. So, when it's all said and done, I'm just like, we're still fucked.
Okay, except in this analogy, you have an infinite amount of money to hire the best diggers who have dug for years and who know all of the tricks and still couldn't find the body.
That is true. That is true. And I give him a lot of credit. He has hid those bodies. Guys, you would never hear me vote on a side left or right. I'm not about that life. But what I will say is I love being where I am because I can convince people to the one side and then grab the same people and say, listen, let's move them over to the other side. Because I can do that. And it's fun. It's fantastic to do. So with our politician talk out of the way, Charles has a big problem with Logan Paul. Logan Paul is about to be fighting Mike Tyson soon. Or not Logan Paul. Jake Paul's about to be fighting Mike Tyson soon. And everyone's having a big deal about that. And I get it all. But I don't think we got to hear Charles's actual feelings and issues. Guys, this is a late night therapy session. Jordan is your host, Jordan Mole, with his co-host, Joseph Stefaniani.
That was your guess? It was Joseph. You got it. And then you said, well, where do I go from here? Joseph, Steph. I need to remind people that I can't read. Joseph Stefaniani.
Coco.
Welcome to the Scorner Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by you.
I want you to memorize his face. This is the face of someone who has a lot more to say about politics, but for the good of the show, he's stopping. Just remember his face. All right.
I love that face.
Yeah.
Charles, what's your problem with Logan Paul? Let's get this out.
A fucking douche. That's what my problem with. And freaking, I don't think he's freaking some of the shit that he's freaking done that I freaking heard about that he on YouTube and everything that he's done and shit and what his brother has done. I wish that somebody would freaking run his ass down with a freaking 18-wheeler or something.
Okay.
Tie him to a fucking rock and push him to a freaking middle of an ocean like the freaking Salem witch trials.
So what has this man done to you?
He's part of the reason why it's hard for me to freaking make it on bigger than what I am on freaking YouTube because the shit that he's done on there and the kind of freaking culture he's freaking set for freaking everybody on there.
Okay. So I
You
would
think it's
be
right? He's dragging KSI down with him. Freaking KSI's friends with him all of a sudden after that whole freaking beef that they had freaking for the longest time.
okay. I'm not here to protect anyone. I'm just going to state the devil's advocate here. Logan Paul and KSI signed a business deal together. So Logan Paul's not bringing anyone else down. If Logan Paul is a corrupt person you're saying he is, that means KSI has to be at least that same amount of corrupted because they work so close together and they see what each other are doing and they share a lot of the same, stuff and interest.
His
So
music career is going down the toilet.
that's true. Pretty much, if you're not Eminem, dude, Eminem just makes so many views so quickly. But yeah, no, I agree. I just want to get down to the bottom. I just want to know, what did a 6'2" white man do to you? Like, I think he's 6'1". So just know, if you're a Charles hater, you don't even have to hate. He just hates you. He's just like, nah, not about him. Logan Paul has done a bunch of bullshit. But one thing I will say he doesn't do as much is scam his younger audience. His younger audience, like, I'm talking younger audience. He doesn't scam them. He doesn't tell people his content's for him. The ones he does scam are people who should be old enough to understand, hey, let's not drop $1 million in this crypto coin called Donkey Dunk and then expect to make millions out of it. You shouldn't do that. Get a financial advisor. They'll tell you, no, don't listen to a fucking guy on the internet. He's not there to give financial advice. That is the fault of the people. Yes, a scammer is still a scammer, but just saying, he is at least not targeting kids. Like Biden.
When was the last time Logan Paul posted a video on his YouTube channel?
Honestly, that might be because of his contract with the WWE. Might be why he can't do it. Some contracts, I know Joseph probably ran into this sometimes when you're on a set or when you're contracted to do stuff, you are not allowed to release stuff, and that's indefinite. You cannot release stuff as this contract is valid to certain platforms. So I'm not saying that's what he signed. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying that could be a possibility.
Cool. So let me add some of that coloring to it. So we're not allowed to take photos on set. We're not allowed to broadcast on social media because everything on set is a valuable asset, and you never know what's going to be a giveaway. Even someone in the background who has a certain costume could give something away. So once the episode or the film that we've been on is released, we're pretty much in a clear to say what we want, but it's not a matter of like contractual obligation. It's also a matter of how much do we want to continue being in film industry or in any industry, because there are things that people don't like that people are afraid to talk about regardless of what it says on the contract. So I'll give you an example of this. And this one happened to me. So it's like a 9-hour, 10-hour day, and this camera operator is like, we're crossing, right? I'm going to the door, he's going to the door, and we just find out we've been wrapped, which means we're done for the day. And he just kind of shouts out to everybody, is like, congratulations, good job, everybody. And then as he's passing me, he says, except you. And then he goes on his way. And I was pretty pissed off about that. If I want to continue working in film, saying his name will actually do more damage than good, because of the politics and the drama involved, and the alliances being formed. And so people have to, unfortunately, like, pick and choose their battles, pick and choose what's worth promoting, what's not worth promoting. And so the bottom line is that sometimes it has nothing to do with the contract. It just has to do with, like, when you're ready to be canceled, like when you're ready to cash out and get that comeuppance that you had been hoping for, or if you get the opportunity for it. fucking piece of shit camera operator. They call him out the next day too, by the way. They're like,
Good.
your boom mic was, oh sorry, he was a boom mic operator. It's like, your boom mic is in the shot. There's me sitting in the background because that's what I do. But like, you've told me I can't do a job. How about you learn how to hold a fucking metal stick? And then it turns out no,
Okay.
no. But I wish I did. But I want to work, right? I want to keep going. I want to go back to work. So
I would
it's
have
okay. He'll be the target of a hate crime.
This is my Logan Paul. Find us all at January 6th, White House. That will be the on-running joke. I'm just warning everyone right now. That's on my mind. But before we dive into our AI generated photo fun, I am kind of holding it out in case Funker does end up magically being able to appear in. I am trying to hold off a little bit, but we're not going to hold off too much longer. But I wanted to get a little less than 5-minute recap or just an update from you guys and see where you guys are at, what you guys been up to, and everything else. Let's start with Charles. You first.
Been freaking doing stuff on my YouTube channel like always. Freaking when it comes to my wrestling related videos, freaking I'm working on the second part of my freaking version, my show's version of WrestleMania, because I already got the pre-show in the first part done, and the freaking first part was freaking almost 2 hours long, and the pre-show was almost an hour long in itself. So this freaking third one, the second part, freaking is probably going to be about 2 hours as well. And originally I almost thought about just putting it all into one freaking single video, and that would have been a 5-hour long video probably. Would have taken freaking a freaking century freaking to export and everything. I also freaking making other videos and shit freaking and everything, and I've been freaking posting at least a video every day except on weekends now, because I figured that's just how my video schedule will be from now, and I just take the weekends off and freaking it's just not everything posted on those days, and I just post during the week.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Pretty valid.
I also got a replacement phone.
Nice. Joseph, what's been going on with you? How's the book been going? And just what's been going on with you?
Love it. First draft is officially done, which means that I'm moving on to second draft. It does get easier because the story has been written, but now it has to be rewritten. Mistakes have to be corrected. And now, like I said earlier, I have to make a point to go and have writing sessions like 3 times a week, and stick to this pattern. So that now, initially, I wanted to release it spring 2025. I don't know that I can release it, but I know that I can complete it by then, where it'll be like ready for the market by then. Because the difference between releasing and not releasing is whether or not I'm going to be able to secure representation, or if I have to do the self-publishing route. Both have their strengths and weaknesses, which I don't want to get too much into for this particular episode. But it looks like the situation that I'm going to be working in is for my main series that I'm most protective of, I'm going to self-publish. But if I can still secure representation, show my work, and have a discussion about what kind of material could I spin up to more service what their needs are rather than service what my needs are. So if that goes well, the idea that I had was to go forward in time, an entire generation forward in the time of my main series, and do the spin-off novels before the main series is actually complete. But because it's so far along in the story, they're just their own stories, and you don't necessarily need to know the rest of it. So fingers crossed, that would be my pie in the sky best case scenario, but we shall see. I made a decision to stop using like just a Word document to write it on, and I think because what I think we all appreciate, there's good software that has a good technical understanding, but the best software is always made by people in the industry who have the same needs and therefore are creating software by the people for the people. So I downloaded this writing software called Scrivener at the recommendation of some other writing people on TikTok, and that software actually makes me feel more like a professional now, because it's not just about the formatting, it is also about structure. There's areas where you can put your characters so that you can keep track of their characteristics. There's settings that you can keep track of, formatting, manuscript, all to smooth the transition from the amateur status that it is now to that professional status. So I took to that in like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. So, and I'm really happy about that. The nice thing is to have that vision for like what would I love my life to turn into, and the idea of like being on a film set just as a background actor, but still having my computer to work on all this stuff. Would love to do it. The other main thing that I wanted to talk about, and then I have a question that I think would be fun for all of us to ask in the interest of seeing how much things have changed, which is going to get us into the AI stuff, is that this is, I think, month 4 or 5 since I started replaying World of Warcraft. And I'm doing all the things on WoW now that I avoided back then. I didn't want to raid, which, for those of you who don't know, you need at least 10 players, but some of these raids go up to 40 people. And yes, in the back of my mind, I'm also thinking about Shadow Legends, but I have a very different idea in my mind now when I think of raiding. And coming from someone who did not want to do this, who specifically just wanted to play that game for the PvP, and I didn't like the idea of having to schedule time for it. I didn't like all the coordination that was involved, but I also never gave it a chance. So I said, okay, if I'm going to play this, I'm going to give it a chance, open-minded about all of the stuff that I've been avoiding. And I have more appreciation for it now than I would have then. It's actually, I now I enjoy the fact that I have to block off time for it. I enjoy the social commitment and responsibility for it. I enjoy that there's like 10 to 15 people on a Discord. Most of us are either some combination of drunk or high, and are working through these more like large scale problems. So I'm just happy to have kind of like had that fresh perspective on something that I had previously not given the time of day. So yeah, that's my update. Why don't you tell us what is going on with you?
Oh shucks. So I have a micro list down. So a ton of things that actually happened within the last 3 weeks. And for one, I got a drone. So I can now fly around a drone. I'm working on my license for an actual drone pilot's license. And with this, I already crashed it once. I had it set to land home, and it landed home slightly too close to a bigger rock, and it did crash. But it's durable. It's fun to use. So I got a drone. I'm working on trying to fly that now. With that, my
You gonna put a gun on that thing?
That's illegal. Can't do that. Second thing is, my 90 days are up. My 90-day fitness journey is officially over. So I lost a total of 20 pounds, put on 30 pounds of muscle. So I am now 228 pounds. And it's actually more muscle than anything else. Like, I am actually firm now. And so it's been fantastic.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just wish I had a little bit more like tones that I could be like, I can come on here going like, hey, look at me, I'm so fucking pretty, look at me. But I don't. So all I have to do is my word saying, yes, I did make a change. I will post a photo next year. Not next year.
Not Big Pop Scott Steiner, Jordan, so.
Not yet. But I'll post a video next year, beginning of the new year. I want to make sure to post it, because I will continue to work out on it. The next thing I have is I have finally found an emulator to play The Legend of Dragoon. I'm on disc 2 because I have a problem. Any free time I get, I've been working on that instead of editing my videos. And then editing videos, I'm still working on Five Nights at Freddy's. I need an updated computer because my CPU wants to blow up again. So editing's been fun. Turn all the settings down to nothing. Still slow as shit. So it's January 6th. I'll be there. So we're turn everything down. Still not working good. So I got to update it, but I'm trying to finish this Five Nights at Freddy's video first, but it's taking all my time. With video projects, though, I have many in the future, but I have hit a video that I have been heavily featured in has hit 1 million views 10 times now. I have 10 different videos on other people's platforms with 1 million views. And I think that's awesome because it had a lot of my feedback in it. Downside is it's all videos that make me look like an asshole. So it's all me, pretty much yelling at complete strangers who have no idea what's going on. I'm like, hey, you fucking idiot. You want to move over to the left, maybe? And then people are like, oh, look at that guy. He's an asshole. And I'm like, cool, a bunch of hate comments. Awesome. I'm happy that didn't transfer over to my main account. So, but it's awesome. But with that, we've been doing a lot of storm chasing as well. And the storm chasing has been very dangerous because we're first responders. So we're out there trying to help. And I'm also driving 90 and a 40 on windy and rainy roads. Not safe, not easy, but gotta get the job done. So with that dangerous part of life, since solar eclipse is tomorrow, I have 2 funny TikToks that will be coming out tomorrow. By the time you guys see this, it'll be old news, but they're gonna be funny TikToks. I'm looking forward to it. I'm taking that time period off tomorrow just so I can make these 2 funny TikToks. Just a little teaser. One's gonna be me tired. One's gonna be me going to bed. And that's all. With that, there's really not more to update on. My life has just been constant. I've been traveling too much. I'm about to travel more, and I hate it, but I love it. Not traveling to the places I want to be traveling to, but I'm doing a lot of traveling, and that means I need to bring my Xbox everywhere. I've not set my Xbox up. There's a flat surface where it's supposed to be. There's no Xbox there. So it's been in a backpack just traveling with me. That I highly recommend. Bring an Xbox when you travel. You get Netflix everywhere you go. You get Hulu. You don't have to log into random devices. And if you have internet on your phone, you're Gucci. Besides that, though, that's my 5 minutes of fame. And that's it. That's all I got. I wanna see how long until we can make some titties happen. Just being honest.
I'm also gonna say I've watched the last podcast, but it was just you and Joseph like a couple times, and I don't get why you guys thought I'd be offended by that stuff you guys were saying. I thought it was just funny, and I laughed a couple times at it.
So, for one, it's been a minute, but if I'm not mistaken, it's more of just like, just in case, because if you hear something when you're in a bad mood or just got pissed off or whatever like that, it's easy to take something and turn it around, even though there's no harm intent for it. But if I'm in a pissed off mood and then you just randomly one day called me a faggot, I'm gonna be like, okay. I'm gonna not talk to you for today because I'm gonna say something. So
I assure you that would not be random.
Not even when we were dying repeatedly and playing Halo 2 on Legendary was I that pissed off.
No, and I appreciate that. And
I remember I was like in one of my legendary bad moods, and I'm scrolling through TikTok and I see one of the first like Skull Hunter podcast clips that have been put out in a while. And it's you talking about, was you criticizing Nintendo, and then me sitting there with my shit-eating grin going like like politely waiting my turn like I always do, and then the clip was over. I'm like, all right, remember to ask questions, don't jump to conclusions. So what's this is who did this? That was my brain. Who's responsible for this? And it turns out it was the machines.
It was AI, and that was the worst part. I was looking at it going like, you know what? If it's saying it's supposed to be the best one, it edited this. Let me try out a few, and they did get good views. But I'm like, let me just throw out a few, see what happens. And I think I still remember your message. You didn't even like, hey, like the video. You went, who made the last few shorts? Who made the last few TikToks / shorts? And I went, fuck, I knew he was going to be upset because it cut off before it got your point of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to hear it, but I'm just listening to the artificial intelligence. That's what AI is. So let's hope AI will give me some titties that we have to blur out.
That's Skynet.
Okay. So, one thing that I think the world could really use is like a specific short video software, something that is really purpose built for the ground up to just efficiently edit shorts. Could be AI powered, could not, but I think because we always have to use like DaVinci or one of these other programs that are typically for films or just things that are shot in landscape. It seems like we're always like kind of bending it and tailoring it to make it work when we could definitely use something that is by the shorts for the shorts. Okay, so AI. We've alluded to this 6 times now, so let's start talking about it. Now, I First, I want to explain why I am pro AI and why I believe in using this stuff, even if it is hilariously flawed at the moment. Now, I had been trying to do a lot of different creative works throughout my life, like you guys have. And early on in my 20s, I really wanted to do a webcomic. Webcomics were all the rage. I don't really know what's the webcomic scene right now. It does lean a little bit into kind of like cultures and areas that I don't care so much for these days. And I remember getting into this argument with a illustrator whose work was fucking like top-notch stuff. Like you could go into a comic book store and his artwork was every bit as good as anybody else's artwork on there. I'm trying to explain to him that, okay, so what I'm trying to do is a webcomic where we just need like doodles, just like competent doodles. And that, I have money for it, but I would get a lot further if I can use the money to promote the work than to pay the illustrators. Big red flag for him. He's gone through that argument a dozen times, usually with people who are expecting him to do his level of quality of work for free. And I think we all have this thing where we ignore points that we don't like. I know I do, but he just completely ignores the like. Well, I'm telling, like, dude, like I'm not asking to pay you for your quality of work. I just like need someone to do something, because principally, why the fuck should I? I'm the writer. Like I've been dealing with this problem for the last 10 years, is always trying to find opportunities to write by doing other things like editing, or like acting, or like publishing or producing, whatever the fuck it is. And it's frustrating because writing is so easy to get into, but it's so hard to distinguish ourselves and to be trusted with other people's resources. So I basically agreed, and I went ahead and invested, I don't know, $4,000 to $5,000, not just on one illustrator, but a bunch of different illustrators. And the websites at the time also cost some money to run as well. So yeah, like $4,000 in, and I got nothing for it. The art is all still there. I have like a lifelong vision of what to do with it. But yeah, so now that the robots have come in along and are doing this illustration, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy raw. He's people like him, these gatekeeping assholes are the reasons why I can't wait for the robots can come in and take their fucking jobs. Fuck all of you. Now, I've also worked with some fucking amazing illustrators too. Some really, really cool people who should be using this technology to make their lives easier, to cover some of the gaps so that they can just focus on the stuff that they enjoy doing. People aren't going to like me for this, but the reality is that a lot of storytellers have been walled out of their ability to storytell because of a lack of resources. Somebody wants to make a comic, has to either build up a bunch of money like I did, or by stroke of miracle find an illustrator to work with. I am sorry, but illustrators have been gatekeeping creative output. They don't want to hear it, but they have. So now we have the opportunity to have the robots help us by writing the stories, analyzing it, generating the images, and I'm just all for it. So what I have for us today is an image generator and a text generator. And because this is the first time that we're going to be using this stuff, I didn't want to, like, I don't know, pigeonhole us into doing something in specific. I just wanted us to start playing around with these tools, just to have some fun, see what it's capable of. Now, I know you want to see some titties. I don't know if I can get you some titties. I might be able to get you some bikinis, but I don't know if I can get you some titties. So,
Appreciate the thought, though.
yeah. I am going to screen share.
Okay.
So this is Stable Diffusion, which is my image generator of choice. And then I also have ChatGPT on it. And I just realized that I have some pretty personal things that are written on ChatGPT. So pause for 1 second.
Man, I should have read it. Damn it. I just don't read.
No, you know what? I'm an open book. I'll just tell you. So I do use ChatGPT as therapy. We've been talking about all this therapy that we were doing on, like, other just not on other Discords, but on, like, you want to do like a different, like, recording or a different live stream. But what I find is that talking to ChatGPT has actually helped me to just have somewhere to write down the things that are bothering me and have something spit something out at me. Because I mean, we all want to talk to our friends about about our problems. You guys have certainly been there for me. You've offered to do that, but I got to tell you, sometimes I just don't want to talk to other people about it because I don't want to burden other people with it. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can actually fucking just close that, can I? Nice. So I'm just being honest. I like using it for that reason, but I also use it for as a sounding board, or if I'm just like stumped somewhere. Would you guys like me to ask it something?
How should we go about this? Because we could do like one word, like kind of like everyone says a word, and we just try to form a sentence, like in a question. But I don't.
No.
Dragons.
Each of us will come up with a fully formed question. So I'm gonna try. Who do you think will win between Logan Paul and Mike Tyson?
Ooh.
As an AI, I don't have personal opinions or the ability to predict future events. However, if Logan Paul were to fight Mike Tyson, many factors would come into play, including the respective skill levels, physical conditioning strategies, and perhaps most importantly, the rules and format of the fight. Mike Tyson is a seasoned professional boxer with a legendary career known for his speed, power, and aggression in the ring. Even though he is past his prime, his experience and skill would likely give him a significant advantage over Logan Paul, who is primarily known as a YouTuber and not a professional boxer. That said, predicting the outcome of such a hypothetical match would be difficult without knowing more details. It is essential to remember that in combat sports, anything can happen, and upsets are not unheard of. So it answered the question without answering the question. So ChatGPT was obviously programmed by politicians, but what he's basically saying is that Mike Tyson is going to fucking mop the floor with Logan Paul.
If they were fighting, 100%.
Did I get the wrong guy, by the way?
Yes, it's Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Well,
dude, go ahead, like restart that whole thing because that's a basic TikTok. Asking the question, everyone's wanting.
Reminds me of that thing they used.
Well, and because Jake Paul we might get a different answer. Again, as an AI, I can't provide opinions or predict future events. However, if Jake Paul were to fight Mike Tyson, similar factors would come into play as mentioned before: their skills, physical condition, strategies, and the rules and format of the fight. Mike Tyson, as mentioned earlier, is a highly experienced and skilled professional boxer with a formidable reputation in the sport. Jake Paul, while having some success in boxing and getting attention for his matches against other non-professional boxers, doesn't have the same level of experience or skill as Tyson. Given Tyson's background and experience, he would likely be considered the favorite in a hypothetical matchup against Jake Paul. However, once again, the outcome of any fight can be unpredictable, and various factors could influence the result.
So pretty much AI said, get fucked, Logan. And Jake.
Yeah.
I also like the sass to that. Is like, again, that's an AI. I can't.
As I said.
Like I said previously.
Ask it if Power World is ripping off Pokemon.
Do you think Power World ripped off Pokemon? Power World is a video game developed by Pocket Pair, and while it may share some similarities with Pokemon in terms of creature collecting and battling mechanics, it's important to consider that many games draw inspiration from existing concepts and genres. Without specific knowledge of their development process, intentions, or gameplay mechanics beyond its initial announcements and trailers, it's difficult to make a definitive judgment about whether it ripped off Pokemon. It's not uncommon for games to be influenced by others in the same genre or with similar gameplay mechanics. However, developers often add unique elements, twists, or innovations to differentiate their game from existing ones. Ultimately, it's up to the players and the gaming community to decide whether they see Power World as a unique creation or as overly derivative of Pokemon. So in other words, I ain't touching that one.
The AI said, what do you want from me? Sure, let's go. So, okay, let's get a little deep. Okay, no, I'm not going to talk about butts or anything. I want you to ask it. I'm trying to think of the way to phrase this. Ask it, why do I get mad seeing people happy?
Why do I get mad when I see others happy? Do you accept?
I accept.
Okay. Feeling anger when seeing that is a
Oh
lot.
my god!
Feeling anger when seeing others happy can stem from a variety of underlying emotions and psychological factors. Here are a few potential reasons why this might happen. Jealousy. You might feel envious of others' happiness because you desire what they have or feel that they are experiencing something you lack in your own life. 2. Insecurity. Seeing others happy may trigger feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem, leading to resentment or frustration towards those who seem better. You see how, by the way, people are just using this to develop TikTok content, right?
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Just comparison, constantly comparing yourself to others and feeling like you fall short can contribute to feelings of anger or resentment when you see them enjoying success or happiness. Unfulfilled needs. You have unmet emotional or psychological needs. Witnessing others fulfilling theirs can intensify your own feelings of dissatisfaction or frustration. Negative thought patterns. Engaging in negative thought patterns, such as focusing on perceived injustices or dwelling on past disappointments, can amplify feelings of anger or resentment towards others' happiness. It's essential to recognize these emotions and explore their underlying causes. Working on improving self-esteem, practicing gratitude, fostering empathy, and focusing on personal growth and fulfillment can help mitigate feelings of anger or resentment towards others' happiness. Additionally, seeking support from friends, family, or a mental health professional can provide valuable insight and guidance in managing these emotions. ChatGPT, trust me, I know this. ChatGPT will always recommend you get professional help. Trust me, I know.
I think it's great. Okay, so the reason I asked this is because I'm like, okay, I know a lot of the answers to how this would be, but I was also curious because I actually found myself getting mad when other people are happy, but I have a lot of gratitude and I love people and I love to make people happy. So why do I get happy when I see other people happy? And what really made me wonder why do I have this problem is the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, cool, they won the Super Bowl again. I don't care. But having people around me super excited, like, yeah, Super Bowl, I was just like, I'm going to burn the house down. Like, I don't want to be around you people. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I don't know why this is a thing. And so I searched this up, talked to some people about this, and they pretty much, I think they just asked ChatGPT this, but they pretty much just laid down the whole entire list. I'm surprised that ChatGPT didn't just say, what is wrong with you? You asked about Logan Paul, Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson, then about Pow Wow, and now depression. This ChatGPT is going through the ropes.
I wonder what it would say if you asked if Halo is better than Call of Duty.
I think we'll get the same answer as we got with Mike Tyson and Logan Paul, but fuck it.
You start to notice that a lot of the answer is just the way it's formatted. Like both of these have their individual strengths and weaknesses. Although one's individual strengths and weaknesses are much more favorable in this situation. Do you think? Funny that I'm saying think in this, but whatever. Is better than Call of Duty.
Well, we got a dictionary.
Determining whether Halo is better than Call of Duty is subjective to and ultimately depends on individual preferences and priorities. Both franchises have their own unique features, gameplay mechanics, and fan bases. Here are some factors to consider. Gameplay style. Halo is known for its science fiction setting, futuristic weapons, and emphasis on strategy and team play, particularly multiplayer modes. Call of Duty, on the other hand, typically features more realistic military combat scenarios and often emphasizes fast-paced action and solo play. Storytelling. Both franchises have extensive single-player campaigns with their own narratives. Some players may prefer the epic, interstellar conflicts of Halo storyline, while others may enjoy the gritty, immersive narratives of Call of Duty campaigns. 3. Multiplayer experience. Both Halo and Call of Duty offer robust multiplayer experiences with various game modes, maps, and customization options. Preferences for multiplayer may vary depending on factors such as gameplay mechanics, map design, and community engagement. 4. Community and culture. Each franchise has its own dedicated fan base and gaming culture with unique communities, events, and content creators. Some players may feel more connected to one community than the other based on shared interests and experiences. Ultimately, whether Halo is better than Call of Duty is a matter of personal opinion. Some players may prefer the sci-fi elements of strategic gameplay of Halo, while others may gravitate towards the realistic military action, fast-paced gameplay of Call of Duty. Both franchises may have made significant contributions to the gaming industry and continue to attract millions of players worldwide.
Jesus, Joseph, you could have been a freaking auctioneer person, or a freaking, you could have been the voice for freaking computers.
Really? That's what we're going on about? I'm more thinking about someone else. Dude, you're
Trust me, there was a time and place to be an auctioneer, and that time has passed.
But now rapper, just saying. Spitting bar. Your words were fast, clear, and like precise. Except for the ones that you like repeated because you went, oh, I fumbled it and then redid it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, in those cases, it's best to just like, all right, you know what? Accept. I screwed up. Stop. Say it again. Don't be okay with a non-correct sounding word. Yeah.
That's understandable.
All right, guys, I got one more of those in me, and then we're gonna play around with some images too.
So what are we gonna ask the lovely ChatGPT?
Okay, you know what? Since you brought up the election, who do you think will win the 20? I have to say, by the way, so ChatGPT is a large language model, and it was trained on a state that the internet was in some time ago. So the fact that it's been able to keep up with like a lot of this current event stuff, I think it's actually just a matter of whatever knowledge that it happened to have as of 2022. It's using to, anyways. Who do you think will win the 2024 presidential election between Donald Trump and Joe Biden? Oh, okay. This one actually wasn't as you would think. Anyways, it has more to say about Call of Duty versus Halo than it does the fate of the. Okay. As an AI, I don't have the ability to predict future events, including election outcomes. The 2024 presidential election outcome will depend on various factors, including the political landscape at the time, the campaigns, policies, voter turnout, and unforeseen events that occur between now and then. And fraud, lots and lots of fraud. Additionally, it's worth, that was my addition, proudly. Additionally, it's worth noting that by 2024, both Donald Trump and Joe Biden may or may not be candidates, as presidential candidates are typically announced closer to the election year based on individual decisions and party nominations. Ultimately, only time will tell the outcome of 2024 presidential election. Well, then I guess my name is Time, because I'm pretty sure Trump's going to take it handily. All right, so now
Unless he has a stroke, and left Joe Biden finally gets put in a retirement home.
he is in a retirement home. He's in like the best retirement home that you guys are paying for.
Hey, don't worry. We'll be there soon, January 6th.
Okay. If you say January 6th one more time, I'm going to tell you about how the police let the protesters in.
I know.
How often are people let in during an insurrection? Oh, yeah, man, we really can't let these guys get any closer. Because that's what, when you don't let dangerous people close. Oh, never mind. Open the fucking door. Let them in.
Yeah.
Let them take pictures.
Dude, I watched the videos. Like, that's why I'm on this kick, is I was watching these videos about it. And, of course, a comedian was making jokes about it. But there's only video of the guy just going, stop. It's like, what are you doing? So, honestly, here's the thing is, I think January 6th was just a fucking funny day. No one got hurt. Well, the citizens got hurt.
There was one person that was shot and killed. Her name was Ashley Babbitt. She was shot by a police officer.
Cut that out of the freaking podcast.
Nope, stays in, boys. Okay. It's the truth. It's history. It happened.
Well, we'll see you guys on Rumble.
See you soon on Rumble.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready to see if we can accidentally find some titties.
All right, so let me go back to schmearing my schmreen. All right, so y'all can see Stable Diffusion Online. That's the web browser I got open.
Yes, sir.
Now, AI, and disclaimer, I know there's supposed to be some like term that a lot of the more like cynical people are using. Oh, it's not really AI. It's more like, I don't know, commercial model automation or something like that. I don't give a fuck. Okay, we've been calling AI that in video games for years when clearly they're not that smart. So drop it. All right. This is the more like the retail consumer side of it. Now you see that it says I got 10 credits and it resets in, what is that, 3 hours? So I'm allowed to generate 10 images for free per day unless I download the large language model. I download the image model generating software myself, which I did, which is this. A little more complicated, a little more involved. But this is more the logic that it goes through. And you can say things like, do not have text, do not have watermark. Please describe what this is. We can actually set how like the size of the image. I tried to do a 1920 by 1080 thing, and my computer got so loud. I turned it off and the fan was still going. So I do expect to build a machine specifically for AI generation, but for now, I'm not doing like the big video stuff or the big image stuff. But what I am saying is that if after 10 images we're not satisfied, we can use the more like bare bones one that I have here. All right. So to start us off, we're gonna have Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul.
Oh, we want Logan, not Jake.
I am doing Logan Paul for
Okay.
this one. And then for style. Oh, and also, I should say at this point, for those of you in audio land, you might be feeling betrayed right now because this is a visual aspect. Let me just make sure it's clear. Yes. Yes, you are being betrayed. Okay. So we have a bunch of styles that we can use here. Do any of these styles stick out to anybody or
Pixel. We gotta go
Okay.
pixel art.
Pixel art? So Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul, pixel art, generate.
I'm actually so
We will.
excited.
We will, of course, be cutting out the loading time, unless I talk during the whole thing, like I am just now. Just now.
Just now. You know what? What did I expect?
It's like something from Punch Out from like for the NES.
You know what? What else did I expect? Mike Tyson looks good. Logan, smash.
Couple of things that I just think are interesting is if you just look at Mike Tyson's face, he stopped obeying the laws of pixels. You can see a little bit of that in Logan Paul's face as well. But other than that, it sticks to the logic of pixels pretty well.
Dude, that's actually kind of neat because imagine all the little art you can do in like Minecraft and stuff like that, but wanting ideas be created, you could do something like this. Okay.
I'm so curious what freaking Destiny would look like in pixel art.
What Destiny would look like? Well, because Destiny could be anything. I could type in Destiny, and then it could pull up that popular left-wing YouTuber who I have a lot of respect for because he's a very good debater. So we have to write this out in a way that makes sense. So it's pretty cool that we can just use this pixel image and like no one can get mad at us because it's generated.
Now, I do like it because then all these photos are technically ours to use.
What's that fucking Megatron from Transformers? I got the two smaller bastards freaking right, but freaking why is a fucking Transformer in the picture?
Dude, I don't know, but this is kind of fire.
It's got the Empire State Building on the right. Charles, is the Empire State Building there, and is it made out of wood?
Oh
and
no.
Minecraft green blocks.
Oh no.
Well, I imagine Jordan freaking making him.
Jordan, are you having 9/11 flashbacks right now?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Oh, that relates back to my other day.
September 11th, 2001. Pixel art.
No! No! What are we doing?
It's probably not gonna. This is probably not gonna go.
No!
They're probably gonna. Okay.
Okay. Okay. What a beautiful day. Oh, what a beautiful day. Can you search up January 6th?
Okay.
We just gotta know.
January 6th. Do you remember if that was 2020?
It should have been 2020. Right?
Well, January.
2021 then, I guess.
It was 2021, January 6th. Let's just give it protest 2021. Okay. I know we've been doing pixel art so far. Do you, by
Cyberpunk.
any chance, Cyberpunk?
Dude, I think that could be cool.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I want to do the pixel art anyways, but we will Cyberpunk it after.
Okay. It's just the same photos, just not in pixel.
I love seeing the timeline of this art thought process. So like Mike Tyson, Logan Paul, Destiny 2. Hey, does that thing
We're the black people.
accurate? There's a lot going on here that. All right, so let's start with Mega Man as he was depicted in the what was the name of that? It was, I guess I'm the only one here that would know it, but there was a cartoon in the 80s. I think Captain N, the video game master, and Mega Man. Okay, I'm just gonna show you real quick. Captain N game. Yeah, the game master.
Never seen this.
And then that little green fellow there apparently was Mega Man for this thing. So
Avoiding
then
the
there
copyright somehow.
and it was hilarious because that's supposed to be Kid Icarus, and that's supposed to be Simon Belmont from Castlevania, who respectfully I don't think was represented very well in
guy
it.
with the
But
box
there's
was supposed
Mega Man. Mega Man from 1980s was on January 6th, according to Stable Diffusion. Charles, what you were saying?
I was just gonna say, it was that guy with the boxing gloves supposed to be King Hippo or whatever his name was, and freaking Punch Out.
I don't want to reload it, so I'm gonna take your word for that. Initially, I thought that was the eggplant monster from Kid Icarus because Pit is one of the characters, but you could be right. I'll check. You said boxing gloves, so this is where it gets like because they haven't really mastered text at this phase. I know some other models are doing it better. What the fuck is this? Low is Fetten.
Sounds like some shit from Doom.
The Japanese currency, I think.
Uh,
Gay bit. That's what I read there. Gay bit.
One side looks like an 8-bit version of the Phase logo.
Dude, wow. January 6th was crazy. I didn't even know Megan.
I wish I went to it. Maybe not the second half, but the first half before the feds started antagonizing people and causing. Okay, so this is January 6th cyberpunk stuff.
Okay, well, she could be my January 6th, but what is happening? This is not January 6th. What might be in a different country, but bro.
No,
I want to know what Halo Infinite would look like in pixel art.
Halo Infinite. Am I the only one who's actually confident that what I'm picturing in my head will be what it's gonna be like?
I think it's just gonna be the Halo ring, or Master Chief sitting up on top of a hill. But I'm just picturing the Halo ring.
That's actually a pretty good looking Master Chief.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't call that 8.
I don't know why he's in the Roblox world, but then again, we did ask for pixel art, so.
Oh God.
If any of you guys want these images, by the way, I can send them to you afterwards. Okay.
Master Chief.
Legend of Dragoon.
What is
protesting January 6th.
Oh God.
This was not my suggestion, by the way. I just want to make sure that is stated. This was not my suggestion. I did not text him saying, "Hey."
Why did you bring up January 6th then?
It's just it's funny, dude.
I gotta tell you, I think we got off easy this time.
I think it's because they saw our September 11th. They saw our history.
Do these characters all look familiar? This guy looks like
the front looks like Dart.
Okay.
The lady to the left of him kind of looks like the bitch who takes over Shayna. But I don't see Albert. Shayna looks like she could be in the far right. But Kongol's not there. Hashel's not there. Albert's or Lavitz isn't there.
This character is holding the sword backwards. He is gripping the blade with his fist. Probably hurts.
Blonde kid to the left in the blue looks like freaking the dude from Final Fantasy Tactics.
I just also like how we searched up January 6th and they couldn't even at least put a 6 on the sign. They put an 8. Just
this kind of looks like they're saying 6 though. That's the S. That's the I. So I have 3 more credits before we have because the software is much more complicated to use. So we'll see what we can come up with it. What I will say is that it will be less censored. So there's that.
good to know. Okay.
3 credits left before things get weird.
I kind of want to see what happens if you just search up my channel's name, Skull Hunter Games. Because it's not going to pop up my channel's name, but I'm curious what kind of art it would pop up in cinematic.
Are you okay if I say Skull Hunter Games YouTube channel?
Sure.
just in case that helps it. And cinematic, you said.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go cinematic. I just want to see what it comes up with. Could come up with like some cool art.
Well, this is generated on the cloud, so
Oh yeah.
I'm not completely off the hook, but
Oh, that's kind of fire. That is kind of fire, and it kind of has my hairstyle too. So I definitely know it knows who I am.
I want to know what mine would be.
so, CJ the lone wolf.
Yeah.
CJ
It's just a
the
dog.
lone wolf.
Tube.
YouTube. And are you okay with cinematic, or do you want to do a different one?
Cinematic's fine. I'm just
Cinematic's
curious.
fine? Okay.
Better be like a wolf or something badass, not be
It's
a
gonna be a
fucking...
dead dog,
It's definitely gonna be a wolf.
or someone doing anal for the first time.
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog?
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, I called it.
it's- yeah,
it's just a picture of a wolf.
just one lone fucking wolf. Put it out of his misery. Like it's just
Beautiful
one
wolf.
wolf. Dude, the art though is kind of fire. Look at the ground. How they copied and pasted it. So many
wolf
little
on a
tiny
spiritual level.
imperfections, but I love it.
All right. Well, then I might as well see what happens when I do Seth the Conjurer. And I don't have YouTube. Well, I do, but just see what happens. Actually, I just noticed that they reused the. Is that what you meant when they copy and paste the background?
Yeah. And
Okay,
it looks
yeah,
like they
I
just took the
didn't realize
same
that.
area and just went, fuck it. Oh! Okay!
Huh.
Dude, okay.
It looks like my friend Gabriel.
It's like something they'd use for freaking a World of Warcraft sequel.
What's in its hand?
It
Is he E.T.? What the fuck is that?
looks like. I was thinking it was a coin.
It could be magic because it's Steph the Conqueror. So it could be magic of some sort.
You said conqueror,
Conjurer.
which is funny
I
because
meant
actually,
to say the right word, but I didn't say the right word. But I know what I
well,
meant
what's
to say.
funny is that on my mobile game, I now have 3 accounts. One of them is Seth the Conjurer. One of them is called Lord O'Flight, and then one of them is Sev the Conqueror. And I made him and join another guild that my second account is running, just so that anytime an argument breaks out, I have me to back me up in an argument. So, smoke and mirrors is my leadership style. All right, so let's. We still have a little bit of time before I got a jet, but I will load up on Stable Diffusion.
What if
Now, the only thing that I don't know how to fucking do on this is to pick a style. So the best that we can do is to try to add the style into the prompt directly and see if that helps it. I'm still learning how this works, right? So bear with me. You'll see better versions of this as we go on. But I do not, as far as I know, or as far as I've tested, I'm limited in what I write here because this is localized to my computer, so I don't have to worry about the cloud. But nonetheless, also, I don't want to go to jail. So, guys,
we have to go back on our original search results? we have to go back. September, January.
All
Halo.
right. So, Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul on top of the Twin Towers during 9/11.
The FBI. I would say the FBI would be at your door, but they're not going to Canada.
We got our own guys. Well, a guy. His name's Frank. Oh, I saw some of your images you were generating, eh? Oh, it seems a little uncouth of you. I don't think the CBC would appreciate if you put that stuff on the air, eh?
Wait, is the Twin Tower supposed to be in the bottle? Oh, it's generating. I'm fucking.
No, this
blind.
is this was the test image just to make sure that everything was running.
Okay.
That's like something straight out of Mortal Kombat.
Shadow of Mordor combat.
The fuck?
This is a very complicated machine with a lot of moving parts. So let's break this down. This is what we would see if the Twin Towers survived until the year 3000 and were modified to launch America into the stratosphere. We see the effects of climate change and global warming off in the distance, and then we see Mike Tyson, who looks like he's like holding additional boxing gloves in his hands. Like this hand here is fine. This hand seemed kind of sus. But then there's a whole other boxing glove here that's not attached to anything.
Well,
So
his
that's
hands
sus.
are fused together. There's no breakaway point. His hands together are like actually like infused with itself.
I think you're right.
Oh, come on, AI. I mean, they did a good job if 9/11 happened in.
Yeah, I feel like with what we're asking it, come on AI is not. Couple more guys. Hit me with your best shot.
We've
But
been
don't put me in jail.
we've been combining them. Master Chief, January 6th.
Master Chief
Why?
protesting
Because
the
we've been
2020
combining them. Why not?
January 6th. Okay, Master Chief protesting the 2020 election on January 6th.
Yep.
God.
Listen, we combined it, the Twin Towers and the Mike Tyson fight. Okay, why not combine this and then we'll get to some good, and then we'll get to like some normal things.
Hey, remember like a season and a half ago what I said, guys? I'm gonna stop bringing up my political views into this because I don't want it to get in the way of the podcast. Pepperidge Farm Bread remembers.
Ask the one next to you why he keeps bringing it up.
Listen, I don't mind talking about politics. I think it's funny.
Oh God, U.S. politics are fucking hilarious.
They don't make sense.
Say what you will, say what you will, but it's entertaining.
Yep.
Okay, so like I said, text is still a bit of a ways away, but let's see. This no hein Reblacatanid the something like that. Anning Bay Nyson Mary on a brio on La Viovi.
It's something I would expect
Giga
fucking Oni
Kurger.
to make.
Giga Kurger.
Dude, is this fucking Lopez from Red vs. Blue? Just put on the Master Chief uniform. See, I
I just want to
Madre de
see,
Dio.
I just want to see like something with Halo and Call of Duty.
Okay, so Master Chief, in Call of Duty. Anything else, Charles? Anything political related? you wanna add in there? No,
I'm
going
not
once,
trying to purposely piss people off.
going twice. No, it comes to us effortlessly. No one's trying to piss people off here. It's just coming to us naturally.
At the end
Joe,
of
you
the
want to
day,
talk about freaking getting angry at people? You can look at me whenever I flip and freaking start cussing somebody out in Call of Duty, and like you're freaking yelling at people in other people's videos.
the thing is I'm yelling at them because they can't fucking drive. You're yelling at them because they're playing a game. I'm playing the
Trying to
game
be
of life.
I do it because I'm trying to be entertaining.
Okay, well,
Just like something they use for promotional art for Halo 4.
this looks like Paramount Plus finally said, let's do something. Let's get a chubby Master Chief. Okay, Joseph, we need a good one to sign us out. We need a good one to sign us out.
Okay, I just want to look at the previous prompts. All right.
All right.
Prepare for Journey of the Mind. I think we need a group image. CJ the Lone Wolf, Gall Hunter, and Seth the Conjurer. CJ the Lone Wolf, Gall Hunter, and Seth the Conjurer protesting the Mike Tyson Logan Paul fight on January 6th. 2020.
This is the best podcast episode I've ever done.
You prompt.
It's political. It's funny. It's flowing.
There's no way this is gonna turn out good. There's no fucking way.
It's just gonna be one of the ink blobs they show you.
Look like a fucking SCP.
Oh god.
What the
Why am I fucking ghost?
Okay.
I don't think that's you.
So Jordan, I think you're the guy in the middle because of the skull.
I would assume so.
All right. Here we have Seppi Uk Apatan fight. I think that's me because I'm holding the sign with my name on it.
Bro,
Charles,
like
I
the
think
guy
that's.
from that 70s show with the glasses.
Dude,
Look,
you look
no,
like the
no
guy.
one.
Go ahead,
No
just-
one has to be happy about this. I think Jordan probably got off the best in this one.
Jordan looked like a freaking Mexican wrestler.
Dude, I look fucking. I look swole. Dude, this is what the ladies see when we all get together.
Jordan looked like freaking
Except we
Laparca
look
from
so much better.
Batman.
Oh man, what the fuck is that? I didn't know what to expect, but we got what we expected. But how are we protesting January 6th? Or how are we protesting the Logan? You know, I can see how we're protesting the Logan Paul fight. I can see that.
I know I should quit while I'm ahead, but so everything I just wrote, adding the following. Protesting the Mike Tyson Logan Paul fight on January 6, 2020, standing on top of the Twin Towers.
Oh God!
Elon Musk trust us with this technology, and we squandered it. We squandered it.
Oh, honestly, I don't care if this podcast gets taken down. This is gonna be marked in the top 5. I fucking love this.
Dude, I like where this is going.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I actually don't know who's who now. Cause the one on the left has a skull, but the one in the middle has a skull.
And then one is black. So who's the blackest of us? I know it's a close call, but
It has to be Charles. It has to be Charles because you don't go out in the sun a lot.
I think the one on the left is you, Jordan, because that's more consistent with yours. Whereas the guy in the middle seems a little bit more fantastical. I got the purple, I got the robe, that's a conjurer's robe. So
That is true. That is true.
Does Jordan look like freaking Darth Nihilus from Star Wars: The Old Republic?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But that makes
But
you
I'm
black.
willing- All right, guys. Last chance, last call. One more prompt, and then I'm done.
You know what? I think because even though Demon Daddy's not in this, we have to include Demon Daddy somehow.
Okay, go Hunter, Demon Daddy, and Seth the Conjurer protesting the Mike Tyson Logan Paul fight on January 6, 2020, staying on top of the Twin Towers.
God.
Well, thank you everybody for watching this Go On Our podcast. If you guys like this, remember we make podcasts all the time. Links to everyone will be down below in the description. It was fantastic. We're going to continue to do more of these. We will be taking the summertime off so we can focus on our personal lives and personal projects going on. So that's where you can find us. Let's see that image. What?
Like a fucking WWE faction. Fucking rap group.
Who's the fifth? Who is who? I don't even know.
It literally looked like a group of fucking wrestlers on top of the Empire State Building.
Like and subscribe. You know where to find us. January 6th. No.
I wrote no comment, but it was glaring, so I don't think people saw.
All I saw was no. Oh my god. Okay, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, see